So if I was to ask you, throw all the players, every player in the NFL into a pool, and we're starting new franchises. We have a draft. Do you understand the rules so far?
I follow.
You have the number one pick. Are you taking Sam Darnold or are you taking Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, get off of it, bro. No.
My Panthers.
They beat the Jets and they beat Jameis Winston. Apparently the Saints
Who
stink. We're watching Monday Night Football right now. The Packers, they suck apparently.
It's halftime of Monday Night Football, recording this Monday night, recapping all the shows. Thoughts and Friends, episode 11?
Carson Wentz episode. We're going to blow a knee out in this one.
We can do better than that. Not only, we'll get to maybe some of that game. We'll talk about the Rams maybe. Sprained both ankles on the same play? I don't know.
Seems difficult.
Just Bambied it. Baby deer just snapped him.
Guys got weak bones, weak ligaments.
Just went over on both of them same play. Tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're starting with my Panthers. 2-0, dismantling the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they look great. Jameis, the
Jameis,
glass slipper, pumpkin turned into the thing. All the Cinderella stuff.
The clock struck midnight.
He looked like himself. I mean, he had to play from behind, which when Jameis plays from behind, it doesn't matter what his eyes are because he doesn't see defenders.
We mostly watch Red Zone all Sunday, and they would flip in and out of that game. And you're just like, it's right. Just dump it. Just maybe Kamara, just right, just a little dump.
No,
and we're getting it all back right now.
Yeah, he plays like I play Madden. Coach, we're running 4 verts. We're running the deep post every single time. They're running cover 4. I don't care. I'm going to throw it directly into all the defenders.
If it's not there, you just maybe tuck it down and run. Maybe a little crosser.
Oh, that one he had was just vintage Jameis.
Just like
Derek Jeter's spinorama. Doesn't see any of it.
Looked like he was on ice. Like he couldn't. Yeah.
Threw it straight up in the air. A truly beautiful shitty throw. A majestic fuck up.
The guy has just all-time downside. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible how he threw 5 touchdowns last week.
On 140 yards. That should have told you everything. I mean, that was just a weird, strange game.
Yeah. Anyways, the Panthers are going to the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. In the preseason, Matt Rule, Coach of the Year, Sam Darnold, Reclamation Project. It's all happening for your boy.
Yeah.
Shouts out to their defense, playing very well. Young guys, getting after it, getting it done. I mean,
look, they're a fun team. They've had a weird first 2 weeks. They've played one team that we know is bad, and they've played another team that I don't know what to think of.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you'd think the Saints maybe fall somewhere in the middle, but whatever.
Yeah,
Jameis is gonna be fun. I don't know. They were very injured. Lattimore's out. There's a reason that line was plowing towards the Panthers. They had a bunch of guys out. Didn't help.
Speaking of who they played, Zach Wilson put on an all-time poor quarterback performance. It looks like these eyes are not wrong in our assumption of his ability to play quarterback in the NFL. 4 interceptions. 1 or 2 of them were kind of not his fault. The other 2 were egregious.
Yeah.
The other 2 looked like he had given up and was just trying to throw it to the other
Corey Davis came out and took credit for one of them, said that was my fault, trying to help out the young guy, build him up, but it was bad.
Man. At one point, he had 3 incompletions. They were all picked off.
Are we just Spider-Man memeing him and Sam Darnold at this point? It seems like the exact same path. Like
yeah, maybe.
Just
I don't know.
Just a good arm and not a ton. I mean, the Jets invested a little bit in the line and brought in some receivers. There's not no one around him, but
their big tackle got hurt already.
Mekhi Becton's already down. Yeah, it's going to get harder before it gets easier for Zach Wilson.
It's not even that he's bad. It's just that the quarterback's taken behind him. It's like a Trubisky situation. It's just everyone and their mother could watch and say those guys are just better than he is. We saw Justin Fields for like 5 plays, and even when he looked bad, I'm like, God, that looked good.
God, that was cool. Man, that's electric, yeah. let's go. So I want to talk, from Zach Wilson, actually. I want to talk if Trevor Lawrence wasn't the second coming and everything God's gift to earth, he would be getting the same criticism as Zach Wilson. He's been quite bad.
What you got any numbers for me?
He's thrown 5 interceptions in 2 games.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
And Zach Wilson has flashed maybe 1 or 2 plays where you're thinking, oh, that's why. That's why. And Lawrence has done the same, and I think he's awesome. I think he's going to be great. Urban Meyer's probably a donkey, but he's thrown 5 picks also. Playing from behind, letting it rip. I mean, he's not been great. I'll just say that. I don't want to let Zach Wilson get hammered and not say Trevor Lawrence has also been not great either.
Yeah, it's obviously really hard to play quarterback in the NFL. Those 2 guys have shown it. Everyone except for Mac Jones kind of has looked pretty lost, and he didn't look great this week.
He looks fine. He kind
of looks like what we thought he
game
looked like.
Manager.
He's a game manager.
Yeah.
He's not gonna wow you or anything. Yeah, I don't know.
All I'm saying is let's not totally bury Zach Wilson yet.
No,
but he looks
obviously
awful.
not. I'm dancing on his grave because I've had the take the whole time that I didn't think he was good, or that I didn't think he was good enough to be selected where he was selected.
That's the hard part. There's just no chance he's better than Justin Fields.
No,
in my opinion,
I'll be shocked.
I could eat all the crow in the world. I just can't see it.
No, I don't see it either. I don't see a scenario where that happens.
And the guy, I don't remember who it was, maybe Damian Williams or something like random. Maybe it was David Montgomery that after that game just said, man, he's just got an aura about him. There's something about him that gets the guys fired up, and guys play for someone like that. And a quote.
Nagy came out today. He's persistent that Dalton's going to start.
Dude, you're off the hook. You got it. He's hurt. It's over. You're out. What are you doing?
Stop me if you heard this. Matt Nagy's going to overthink this situation.
You've got your out. You promised him. You promised Andy Dalton, we're going to go with you. You got hurt, Andy. We were going to go with you the whole time, I promise. But you're hurt now. You've got your out. What are you doing?
He's a dumbass. He's a bad coach, and he doesn't know what he's doing.
It's just
I hate to be negative, but boy, is there not anything to say positive about the guy. Remember when he won Coach of the Year?
Yeah, he won like 10 or 11 games and he won Coach of the Year. Yikes. I just don't understand how at this point there was in that game.
It can't be this hard. It can't be this hard. I mean, every fan at home, you risk being an armchair coach, armchair GM, armchair quarterback. It can't be this hard. I mean, there's not one person in the world that's like, I get it. Andy Dalton, I get it.
You know what?
I see what you're doing here.
He's got a certain grit about him. He's really, really getting the guys going. I don't understand. A lot of Dalton got injured a ton. This was the quarterback injury
rash
week.
of QB injuries.
Ton. So Tua avoided broken ribs, but he's going to be I think it's going to be about pain tolerance. They got taken to the woodshed by the Bills, 35-0.
Yeah.
He went out late first, early second quarter, maybe something like that. Baker got banged up. He came back in. I think he's fine. Derek Carr got banged up. I think he's okay. Tyrod Taylor is going to miss like a month. Who am I missing? There's some others. Let's see. Oh, Carson Wentz, the
vaunted double ankle sprain.
Bambied his ankles. I don't know if he's going to be able to play. A ton of injuries throughout the league. We can talk. We can talk Wentz and Rams. I'm fairly happy with the Rams' performance.
Here's a question I have for you. Let's stay on Trevor Lawrence and the Jags for one moment.
Sure, please.
This is an honest-to-God question that I've thought of in my head. What's a better job, the Jags head coach or the USC head coach?
I mean, they're so different.
Which is a better job? Which job do you think is more coveted by football coaches?
Oh, I mean, I think that's pretty clearly the USC job.
I just don't know.
It depends on what you want.
Is the NFL that much?
It depends on what you
more of a big deal. I don't know.
If you don't want to recruit guys and you want to deal with grown-ups and you want to have a salary cap and you want to have a parity in the league and equal playing field for the most part, worst team gets the first draft pick, then it's probably the Jags. You don't want to fuck with the recruiting trail, but I don't know. I guess what do you think?
I don't think there's many NFL jobs that you would say a college coaching job is a better job. I'd say like the Jags is one of the few in the entire league.
This could be an odd
where
question.
You would argue that
this could be an odd
college
question.
job's a better job.
What would pay more? Is that a weird question?
I have no idea.
Because it's USC's the top 5 job, right? In college.
I don't know. Top
fringy
15 for
fringy,
sure.
Yeah, top.
Top 15 without a doubt. I mean, when it's good, it's top 5 probably. I don't know.
And they've got. Yeah, I never even thought of it. What would pay more? It's assuming it's equal. I don't know. Again, it depends on, like, some people just don't want to. There's no quit in the recruiting game.
What would you prefer?
The NFL.
Yeah, I think.
I don't
so
think
too.
I would want to. I don't think I would want to chase around high school kids and kiss their ass and play that game.
Being able to boss people around though is nice.
Sure,
you can't tell any of these pros shit.
But they're adults for the most part. I think it's just like
you get some shitheads that you just can't say anything to at some point. But yeah, I don't know.
I think when you're deciding what you would prefer in that situation, you look at your own skill set and are you able to manage those type of guys? I mean, you have to I'm trying to think about who Tomlin is very good at things like that. I think McVay does that well. I guess most of the successful ones manage the kind of NBA like and managing the egos and the person rather than the players sometimes. But I just couldn't. The college is just such a thankless. Just what have you done for me lately? The recruiting trail just would not suit me. I don't think. I think I would really hate that. What's next? Reload. I don't think I would.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Being able to coach the same guys for 7-8 years.
Right.
Getting your guys in place and not having to get new guys 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just something I thought of. I think the Jags are a unique position where it's one of the few.
Yeah,
the Jags has got to be easily the least coveted head coaching job in the NFL.
Texans.
I
would go with.
I would say current situation, like in a vacuum, the Jags is the least.
I don't know. They have new ownership. They seem pretty committed to building a winner there. I don't know. Yeah, Houston's in a bad place. If you want to consider like draft capital stuff like that, Houston's a disaster. So yeah, I'm not sure, but bottom 2 for sure. Yeah, we can move to any game you want to. What game you want to talk about next? I was going to talk about my Rams, 2-0. Pretty happy about it.
Rams.
Didn't cover. Didn't look awesome. Defense gave up too many points to Carson Wentz, but got a field goal drive late, field goal late, and then picked off Jacob Eason. Like, that was Jacob Eason to throw a pick had to be like minus 1,000 on that drive. Like, it was his first throw, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. They looked fine. They didn't look nearly as impressive as they looked last week.
No. Huge showdown. Maybe the biggest game of the year thus far will be Week 3. Tampa comes to L.A. to face the Rams.
Yeah, you could argue Cleveland, Kansas City. But
last night, Kansas City, Baltimore.
Kansas City, Baltimore
is a big one.
Touchdown Packers, Bobby Tunyon.
Yeah, that just lost me a fantasy week. I know everyone cares very deeply.
Everyone gives a shit about your fantasy team, Wes. Don't get it twisted.
Very deeply about my fantasy team. You want to talk? Do you want to do hashtag rank some shit?
One thing that I need to get off my chest about this week that happened that needs to get fixed is this taunting penalty shit.
Go off, King.
It's a fucking travesty. It's a disaster. I don't even understand really what we're gaining from it.
Who wants this?
Nobody wants it. I would imagine there's a bunch of old white owners, but even them, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, they're doing this for the fans. The fans all hate it. I don't get it.
And they're so weak too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you want to penalize some egregious, aggressive, like thought out choreographed dance shit. Like, whatever.
It's supposed
Even
to be
then,
like,
I don't care. But this is
this is taunting though. This is like at other players. It's just like, who fucking cares?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are adults. Are we
Stop
worried
me.
about hurting their feelings? I don't.
Who's this? Who's
It's
this?
so
rule?
soft.
Who's this
and
rule
it,
for?
It's also it ruins the fun, and it's like changing these games.
Yeah,
too.
these are 15-yard penalties.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some like there was one in the Texans Chiefs game where the guy caught the ball. He literally just stood up and like yelled that he got a first down, and they brought it back.
I saw maybe it might have been the I think it was Browns Texans. A dude caught the ball near the goal line, probably got a first down, and got up and just like spun the ball. Flag.
That's the play I'm thinking of. We're thinking of the same play.
I don't.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Whose feelings are these things hurting? I don't understand.
I mean, yeah, it's this weird. The NFL's got this weird, like, conservative, puritanical, like, family-friendly, supposed to be straight down the middle sort of thing in a league that is, like, predicated on these guys killing each other.
Right. You can't.
It's so silly.
You can't have them.
It's so fake, and I don't understand who it's for.
You can't. Yeah.
I mean, if you are one of these fans that's like, thank God they stopped that, fucking
watch something else.
Kick rocks.
Watch something else, man.
Just go for a walk on Sundays.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. It's so bad. Fix it.
Yeah. I want to talk real quick about, you were a huge Burrow guy coming out of the draft.
I like Burrow.
He's not looked great. The Bears almost gave it away, but controlled most of that game. Burrow, it's really hard. I want to be more critical of him. I think he threw 3 interceptions on 3 consecutive passes. One that went for a touchdown. I think that's correct.
Yeah, I think. Well, one. Yeah,
I want to be more critical of him.
One of them, his arm got hit.
Did
which
get
is
hurt.
Like not really his fault. Another one.
The first one he threw straight into Roquan Smith.
First one was bad. One of them I know he got his arm hit, and the other one I don't really remember. I want to say like a D lineman picked it off on something weird.
Yeah. And I want to be more critical at what I was saying, but he did get hurt, and I want to like give him, because he doesn't,
is still sort of his rookie year kind of.
He doesn't look all the way there. I don't know. I want to be more critical because I was down on him more so after his record-breaking year at LSU, and I just didn't think. I don't know. In the draft, it was fine that he went 1. I don't know if at the time you could warrant taking Tua or off the injury or Justin Herbert 1, and it made just all the sense in the world for Cincinnati. But I didn't think he was as good of a quarterback prospect that we've seen in previous years or in recent years to go 1-2 in that area. But don't want to be too critical yet. He did come off a pretty tough injury.
Yeah, he came off a tough injury. He's still playing with an awful offensive line.
Right.
He's got
which is
good weapons,
the Bengals'
which is
fault.
nice. But yeah, I don't know. He's he's a gamer. He's hyper aggressive.
No doubt.
And a lot of these young quarterbacks, Wilson, Darnold a couple years ago, Lawrence, they kind of think that their shit don't stink. They think they can fit any ball into any gap. It just takes some time to figure out the speed, and the windows in the NFL are a lot smaller, and trying to figure out how big they are is tough. Yeah. I'm for sure not out on Joe Burrow yet. I think it'd be silly to be out on really any guy that's in their second year in the league.
And I will say, much like Fields, much like the locker room is definitely behind him. He's a guy, tough player.
That was like my big thing, which is like a stupid thing, which is how you probably end up with drafting the wrong guy.
Hand in the dirt takes. I love it.
Is like, the dude's just a gamer. The dude's got that X factor, it seems like. When we're down, like, I believe that he's going to drive us down and win this game.
Yeah.
Some guys don't have that.
And I never really questioned that. And I think that's been clear. But, yeah, I don't know. Just want to bring it up.
But all 3 of those guys haven't really looked good this season. Herbert didn't look good week 2.
No,
Tua hasn't looked good at any point in his career, really.
He's injured, not going to help. I thought he would. Too bad. Thought he's making some steps. Has all the roster around him to make that work, but I don't know. Might never happen for Tua. We can go to a segment of ranking some stuff. If you want to,
let's rank some shit.
So
this is a new segment we're gonna try out. It's called Rank Some Shit.
So there's 2 weeks of this NFL season. So we have a group of teams that are 2-0, and we have a group of teams that are 0-2. Which one of those groups would you like to rank first? The good or the bad?
Let's go with the good first.
The good first? Okay. My Rams are 2-0. My Rams are 2-0. Also in their division, the 49ers and Cardinals are 2-0. And the Panthers and the Bucks are 2-0, also in the NFC. And then on the other side, the Raiders and the Broncos, who out west is the two teams we figured would be undefeated last. The Raiders and the Broncos.
Obviously.
Ranking some stuff. It would be difficult not to rank the Buccaneers first. Can we agree on that?
I also have the Buccaneers first. They're number one on my list.
And then for me, I picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. They have to be number 2. I think we can.
Yeah, I don't think there's any questioning them being 2, even like just objectively. I mean, roster, the way they've played, they've played in tight games. They've blown a team out.
After we talk these 2-0 teams,
haven't really seen anything about their team that I've been like, I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, 100%. They just stay healthy. I think they're going to be right there the entire year. I think they'll be.
Their running backs keep getting a little banged up, but
we didn't talk about this yet, but we'll do it after we rank the 2-0 teams. I'm curious where you have the Raiders in this, but go ahead with your number 3 team. Who do you like?
The Raiders.
Really?
Are my third best team.
Go off.
I've been incredibly impressed with how they played. I think they look awesome. I think both sides of the ball, they look super dynamic. Derek Carr's, a good enough quarterback to win with. He's shown that he's, not going to turn the ball over. He turned the ball over at the end of that Monday night game, but
that was
kind of
through the receiver's hands off a face mask up in the air.
Not really on him. He's good enough quarterback to win with. Their defense looks smothering at times.
I was sneaky liking their defense in the preseason, and I like the additions that they made. I agree. I don't know if.
And I mean, with these other teams, they've either not looked that good, or I just like their roster less. I think.
Man,
they've just, I don't know. The Raiders have just looked incredibly good. I don't know. It all seems very sustainable to me, which some of these other 2-0 teams, I'm not sure how sustainable it is.
I'm between the 49ers and the Raiders. And I think some injuries to the 49ers in their secondary specifically, because I think when you look across the rest of the rosters, they're fairly similar. I mean, Garoppolo and Derek Carr are pretty similar. Game managers. I think might probably lean Carr at this point, honestly. We're kind of sleeping on the Cardinals too. I'm going to go with the Raiders third too. I like what they're doing. It's hard to deny. You beat the Ravens at home in your home opener and then go on the road at Pittsburgh, who just beat Buffalo. Like, what more can you ask for? They've looked incredible.
Yeah. I think barring injury, barring something unforeseen, they're going to be there at the end of the year. I think they're going to be, a playoff caliber team, which I did not foresee going into this season. The defense looked great. Yeah.
100%. Agree. 49ers are next for me. I think they're very similar to the Raiders. As I said, the quarterbacks are pretty similar. Solid defenses. There's the injuries in the secondary are a little shaky to me. Who do you have fourth?
I have the Cardinals next. Cardinals have looked incredibly explosive on offense, which is something we knew going into the season they would have. The reason they're fourth and not third for me is because we've seen that inconsistency from Kyler in the past. We've seen
don't take hits, please.
The variance.
He runs
what
around.
They can be.
He runs around a ton. Just avoid the hit. Last year they fell off. He was playing incredible. They were playing pretty well as a team, and he had a shoulder injury. Just avoid hits, slide. Can't wait for the slides. And he used to play baseball.
Mm-hmm. People forget Kyler Murray, baseball.
Good baseballer. Slide, Kyler, just like in the second base.
But
stay healthy.
Yeah, I think that if the defense is as good as it seems like it is, then they're probably above the Raiders because, their offensive players are just more dynamic. But, yeah, I don't know if I can buy it yet, but they've played incredibly well. In terms of who's played the best the first 2 weeks, they're probably second in terms of just sheer performance. They've been
after Tennessee goes on the road and beats Seattle. Kicking their ass on the road is a pretty big win in week one. And then, you could argue they should have lost. Minnesota missed a chip shot field goal, but they did everything to win that game. Put up a ton of points, made plays when they had to. But Cardinals are next on my list too. They're fifth.
And then, I have the
49ers, they just haven't
49ers next, just because the 49ers have not been very impressive to me. They haven't played very well
True.
in either game. I expected them to kind of handle both teams a little bit more than they did.
Yep, been kind of surviving advance. Nothing real flashy yet.
Yeah, they look kind of a step slow, like they're not all on the same page yet.
Well, I
expect
offense,
them to get much better as the year goes on, as opposed to maybe some of these other teams like the Raiders and the Cardinals maybe falling off a little bit as the year goes on.
That offense for sure. Kyle Shanahan offenses run through their running backs, and they just can't keep one on the field.
Got a rotating door, yeah.
They've got guys getting concussions. They've got all kinds of stuff. So, I think that they'll, as you said, get it rolling a little bit better as the offense meshes a little bit better. Definitely worried about the secondary though. Can't say that enough. Next, so left we have the Broncos and we have the Panthers. I assume you're gonna have Panthers last.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's very, very close. I've been very impressed with the Broncos defense. Very impressed with the Broncos defense. But I could say the same about the Panthers, and I like their coaching staff better. So I'll put my Panthers ahead of Denver.
Toss-up.
I like the upside of Darnold a little bit better.
Yeah.
That might edge it for me.
I like the consistency of Bridgewater a little bit better, which is kind of why I have it up there.
Just a remarkably consistent, just very solid player.
Both of these teams, their first two games, I just don't know if I can take anything from either of the games. Yeah. It's just like I don't really know what the teams they've beat are.
Yeah.
Well, I know they're either bad teams or I just don't really know what to think about the teams. So, yeah, I don't really know what to make of either of these teams at this point. I think they're obviously I would be surprised if either of these teams make the playoffs, honestly, I think.
Oh, no. Panthers. I've preseason had them making the flat. They're the final wild card. I still believe in them.
I mean, they're 2-0. They got a better chance now.
Inside track, no doubt. I'm still in on them. And, yeah, no, I've been pretty impressed with Denver's defense. But, again, yeah, you could break the tie with they've beat the Giants and the Jaguars, I suppose. Not overly impressive, but
they got it done.
Bridgewater doesn't get enough credit probably for being just a solid winner. Like he just wins and covers numbers his entire career. Let's go bad. Let's go bad.
Let's get stinky.
So the Jets, the Colts, the Jaguars, the Giants, the Vikings, the Falcons, and the loser of Detroit Green Bay will be 0-2. And right now, Green Bay's up 4 mid-third quarter. We can rank them or not. I mean, obviously Green Bay's number 1.
If Green Bay loses, they're number 1.
Obviously.
I think that's easy.
I think
if the Lions lose, they would be probably ranked 4th or 5th for me. Yeah, there's 3 teams that they would probably be 4th or 5th. They'd probably be 4th.
You know, watching this game and watching the end of the San Francisco game, I've been kind of impressed with the Lions a little bit.
Yeah, they look okay.
I mean, they're competent.
Goff looks pretty good.
They're competent. Goff, high pedigree, high pick. This coach has got the defense playing better than I thought they would. They look fine.
Yeah, there's 3 teams that have looked absolutely dreadful the first 3 weeks, and they got to be ranked ahead of those 3 teams.
I think number 1, the quote-unquote best 0-2 team has to be between the Vikings and the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
I gave the Colts a slight edge.
Okay, why is that?
I like their defense better. I like their run game better. I think their roster makeup is more sustainable. It seems like Minnesota's built to play like shootout games, which I think they don't have the horses to beat most teams in a shootout. So I'll take the team that, plays a little bit more physical, that's a little bit better in the trenches in terms of, I think that's how you build a winning football team. So
I think
I give the Colts a slight edge.
I think it's very, very close.
I'd say the quarterback plays about a wash.
And I'm worried about Wentz, and they don't have anything behind him. I'll lean Vikings just because the quarterback uncertainty. I think Wentz is quite bad, and he's injured right now. I mean, bottom line, I don't know how often he's going to be on the field. And he's shown his entire career it's very difficult for him to stay on the field. So I'll lean Vikings there, and then Colts will be second for me. And then I assume you have those flip-flopped?
Yep.
Okay.
I had Colts 1, Vikings 2.
The next one.
Yeah, now that you say Wentz is hurt, I would probably agree with you. If Wentz is hurt, then yeah, it's for sure the Vikings 1. I'll agree with you. Vikings 1, Colts 2.
The next one is a bit interesting, I suppose, because the Falcons have had a pretty tough draw. I mean, despite what some people think of Philly.
For me personally, this one was easy. Third team was easy for me. I thought there was a gap based on how the team is what I've seen.
So you think the Giants are third?
Mm-hmm. I think that Thursday night game was much better than anything I've seen from those other 3 teams.
Yeah, it was a division game in the NFC East. There's always like I don't know. It seems like those games just throw the record books out where it's just going to be a field goal to decide it type of stuff. But yeah, I see what you're saying. The Falcons, yeah, it's true.
The Falcons have a better roster. They've just looked so god awful these first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They've looked absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, I think you have to put the Giants third. I mean, Matt Ryan looks so dead. Daniel Jones played well Thursday.
Yeah, Daniel Jones played fine.
He's looked much better than Matt Ryan has this year, without a doubt.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you have to put them third. And then, obviously, Jets-Jags are the last 2.
Yeah, Falcons are in their own little tier there. The Falcons have good weapons on offense. That defense is going to give up 1 million points all season, I think. Matt Ryan's...
I'm surprised.
I don't know. Matt Ryan, he can't stay off his back either, so it's hard to really know.
Right, I guess it's due to line play.
Like against the Bucs, God.
I'm surprised how uninvolved Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley have been. They haven't really caught a touchdown, but they've had like 40, 50, 60 yards. Just really, I guess he's just laying on his back.
It's hard to get the ball out. I don't know. I mean, especially that last game, they had no chance.
I mean, when you're rolling out, all due respect, when you're rolling out Mike Davis and Cordero Patterson, just like the other
Cordero
threats,
Patterson's one of your main running back
the
threats.
other threats on the team is just not. You're not gonna be drawing any defenders. I mean, they're just gonna be able to. Oh, what an awful throw by Rodgers there. I think he wanted to throw to Adams on that play. He's fucking quadruple covered.
Yeah.
You're just not going to be able to get the ball out when there's no respect on the running game. But now the big decision: Jets, Jags.
The only I'm just going to put
Lawrence?
the Jags. Lawrence is just better than Wilson, so
Lawrence,
I'm going to put the
is that
Jags
the-
ahead of him.
Yeah. What about coach? Doesn't do it for you? We don't know. I guess we don't really know after 2
they're
games.
both rookie coaches. I have no idea. I mean, Urban Meyer's proven that he can coach football of some kind at a high level.
Yeah, I think you have to.
I mean, after that note that he put out, he's gone.
What did that
He
say?
put out that statement.
Hey,
He's
we're
hey 910 or whatever the area code is. We're here. We're going to get this right. We're going to get it all together.
no one
And-
hurts more than we
no
do.
one hurts
No one
more than we
hurts than the
do.
guys in this room. We're going to get this right. Stick with us.
Oh, like, you're kind of covering all your bases there. That's where I think all the Jaguars fans are like, yeah, we all expected to be 0-2. We just picked first in the draft.
We suck.
Didn't expect to be good. This is weird.
This seems like you're.
This is weird. I think you're used to it being college. This isn't Ohio State. No one expects you to win.
Yeah.
Like, Urban Meyer has probably never been 0-2 as a coach ever, maybe. I mean, there's a chance he's never been 0-2
There's
as a coach.
a chance. Where was it? Utah before Florida?
He was at Utah, then he was at Florida and
Bowl.
Florida and Ohio State. I imagine he was never 0-2.
Did he lose 2 games ever? I don't know. Probably, but 0-2, doubt it. Where was he before? Like Bowling Green or
Utah,
something?
yeah, it was either Bowling Green or Ball State. I think
yeah,
it was a
something like
MAC
that.
school, or no, it might have been Youngstown.
I don't know
State?
what it was.
I don't know.
There's that's a huh.
He's probably never been 0-2 in his life.
That's a good
There's
point.
a decent chance. I mean, maybe when he was at like a MAC school, but yeah, there's a decent chance or he has been 0-2 in 25 years probably.
Yeah. Huh. You're probably right about that. Yeah, it did seem like he was a little. I don't know what the word is, but like, yeah, dude, we stink. We know.
Okay, that's weird. You need
Seems
to.
desperate and like.
We were all just kind of hoping that you would try
overcompensating.
and win games. That's
Like,
weird.
are you leaving for USC, Urban?
No, that is not.
I'm so committed to building this winner here. It's unreal.
It is.
You guys don't even know how
unreal
committed I am.
how committed I am to the 9-1. What's the area
Yeah.
code? 910. To the 910. I'm
It's like
so committed to you guys.
Yeah, it's like the. He's going to start putting out. You guys gonna fire me? He's like the cheater. He's the one looking around, and now he's getting self-conscious. You guys are gonna fire me. We're 0-2. We're good, right? We're gonna get this right. I guess that's why you go to Devontae Adams.
Sick
So
bastard.
yeah, it looks like Detroit's gonna be 0-2 here, but a lot of game. Well, there's still a fourth quarter left, but Green Bay's moving it. Any other Jets stink? Any other?
No, I mean
Nothing to add.
I mean, if you're gonna granularly try to break down who's better between the Jags and the Jets, you need to. We're into football. I'm not that into football.
Let's that pretty much does it for recap. Does it for talking about those.
Does it for the new segment?
segment.
Hashtag ranking shit.
Let's. We can maybe do a full segment of coaching jobs, but you got me thinking. What are like off the top of your head, top like 5 coaching jobs in college? Would USC be in there for you? I think they.
Alabama.
I think they would for me.
Ohio State. Oklahoma.
Now, was that? It's not as easy as Nick Saban makes it look.
No, but I mean the groundwork he's laid. You'd have to be a special kind of dumbass to fuck it up. I feel like.
Maybe, yeah.
Like at least for the length that you need that second job, you're probably still going to be able to easily get 5-star recruits at every single position. I mean, I think even before he was there, that was probably still a great. I mean, they're still one of the premier programs in the history of college football. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the same thing, but it just you have to say it at this point. I think.
Yeah.
In 2021,
Yeah,
it just
has
is.
to be in there.
Ohio
State.
I mean, I think those 3 are
Oklahoma.
kind of in their own tier. And then you got to kind of think of some
Clemson,
schools
Texas.
Yeah, Clemson, I guess. But I don't want to just say like the 4 best teams every year. I mean, that is sort of what it comes down to, I think.
I think USC is in there.
Top 5? You think that's a better job than Texas? I don't think people give a shit about USC anymore, really. Like people
I think they would if they were good.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think they would care the way they would care if Texas was good. Not
No.
even close.
No, I think Texas is a better job.
Like Michigan?
No, I'd rather have USC.
But I think Michigan is firmly in the tier of those 3 teams. Those other 2.
At the back end of that tier for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. There's so much.
I don't even know how you really evaluate the quality of those jobs either.
I don't think.
I don't know enough about the internal goings-ons at these places and like what makes them good or bad.
How does USC not have better players? I don't get it. There's so many good players out west, and they don't have that much competition. And they keep traveling across the country to play at these Midwest schools, and these SEC schools. I mean, it just seems like.
I mean, the kids want to play in the playoff, and as we've seen, there's been one time that or maybe Oregon's been in there twice, I think.
Who do you think's closer to being in a playoff, Texas or USC? Texas going to the SEC.
Yeah, probably USC, I guess, just because it's easier for them to get in.
Pac-12 is just an easier road.
There's no Oklahoma in the Pac-12 that they have to be.
I mean, they're going to the SEC, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not for, 3 or 4 years,
3 years,
though.
yeah. 4 years. Yeah, Oklahoma kind of runs out. How many? Pause. Is that Aaron Jones' 3rd receiving touchdown of this game? What the fuck?
3 of them.
What is going on?
33, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. All right, maybe we can do a full show of. I know we want to rank like uniforms and stuff too for college. We'll do a college show sometime. I don't really know what you go off though. I guess you want to go off backing from boosters and money.
I'm not that tapped into college football.
Yeah, I don't know how to quantify. I don't really.
I watch it every week, but I'm not that in the weeds on recruiting and the ins and outs like I am other sports.
It just seems like the competition for recruiting would be so much easier for USC than it would for Texas or any of those.
Yeah.
Michigan seems like a nightmare to recruit for because you're just competing with. You're not as good as Ohio State, and Alabama and all the SEC is close enough.
Here's the thing I'll say about them. Within the last 5 years, they've been in contention for the playoff, which Texas and USC for sure have not. I mean, they were a yard away from making the playoff, whatever that was, 4 or 5 years ago when they lost to Ohio State. So
True.
I would say they're the closest of those 3 teams. I mean, maybe not
Yeah,
now,
you could
but
argue
they've
that.
shown as of late that they're the closest. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But what about when Sam Ellinger won that bowl game and said they're back?
You're not Vince Young, bro. He wanted to be so bad.
As bad as
You're
you want it.
not Vince
You're
Young,
just
my
not
guy.
Vince Young.
Hate to break it to you, Sam. So you gonna get some tick for the
No.
Colts?
No.
Did he even make the team? Is he practice
Probably
squad?
practice squad. Eason's the backup. He dresses each week. But looking ahead, we can wrap up looking ahead, I guess. Look to some games. I already mentioned Tampa goes to the Rams. That's going to be game of the week in the afternoon. Philly-Dallas on Monday night. Rematch of a couple years ago. Green Bay-San Francisco on Sunday night.
Too bad we're not going to get a DiNucci, whoever that other quarterback is the Eagles brought in. What was that, Sunday night, last game of the year last year?
Oh, God. Who was that?
I don't remember that guy's name.
Oh, damn.
He stunk. I know that.
Holy shit.
That
What
was-
was that guy's name? He was awful. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're going to get Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. That should be a lot better. Let's see. Other than that,
We're going to do a whole
Chargers,
preview
Chiefs. Yeah,
show
we'll do
with our picks later in the week.
later in the week.
so-
We'll talk the lines. Not as easy this week, folks.
No.
There's ups and there's downs. Okay, it's fine.
It's almost like we just got a 50-50 shot at picking all these games
It's
right. and we
almost
don't
like
know
we don't know
anything about shit.
Anything.
Mhm. It's almost that way, but I don't think that's what it is.
I wouldn't go that far. By the way, Thursday night, Carolina going to Houston. 3-0 for my Cats.
Probably.
3-0 for my Cats.
It's
It's all happening.
Hopefully, for my sake, they lose.
Are they? They're 7.5 point favorites on the road. Yeesh. That's
Have
a
the
yikes.
Texans covered both weeks? Yes. Yes, they have.
Oh, they won the first
They
week.
won
Yeah,
the first
They're
game.
2-0 ATS. Oh, 7.5. That's way too many, right?
Is it?
I don't know. We got a couple days to think about it, and
They
we'll
didn't cover
we'll
five
let
and a
you
half-
know.
They didn't cover 5.5 against the Jets. Texans are better than the Jets. Well, who's going to be playing quarterback? Davis Mills.
True. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, it is Davis Mills. That's what it was. That's what I'm missing.
That's not good.
Yeah, Davis Mills is Tyrod's out for a month. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's a big yikes.
All right, well, make sure you tune in for all the Davis Mills talk in a couple days.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot.
Sink your teeth
The
into the
Davis
backup
Mills. Oh,
quarterback game.
he's wearing sunglasses on the sidelines.
Well, it's
He
raining.
looks aggressively cool. Okay, that's it. That's the
Hey.
pod.
Like, subscribe, tell a friend, share it around, you know?
Interact with the stuff on social media. If you've made it this far, leave a comment. Comment your favorite quarterback in the NFL. If you made it to this point in the video, comment below. Who's your favorite quarterback?
What's the podcast Twitter?
TNF Productions.
Go follow at TNF Productions. We want you to hashtag rank some shit too. Tell us your
That's even better. Yeah, give us your rankings of your 0-2, 2-0 teams.
Yeah, anything that you could do, top 3, bottom 3, whatever you want, but whatever fits in the character limit of the tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Just go off. Tweet us at TNF Productions, and we'll see you later in the week for this spread show.
Bye.
See you.